Hi guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Sarah here. Hi. So, that was so weird. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, for those of you who are new to my channel, there's a link up above to the playlist on my project TT, aka Teeter Tot. For everybody else, we're working on TT today. So what I'm gonna be building for the car is a rear seat delete, since I don't need a back seat in that car. I don't even know why there is one. You can't use it. No one can fit in that thing. But first things first, I'm on my way down to Grocery Getter, a local paint shop, and I brought with me the lid from the MR2. I'm going to use it as a color match so I can get some paint made up for the panels that I need to shoot, as well as I'm going to talk to those guys a little bit, tell them what my game plan is with the car. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna go get some wood for the seat delete. Hello, other gum. So everything I just bought to do this paint work on the MR2 cost me $150. Now I did not get the base color because I actually have a can of it and I need to bring that can with me. And I brought the headlight lid, but that wasn't enough. So I'm gonna bring the can with me the day I actually shoot the paint, because it's like right next to the paint shop. All in all, this is gonna cost me about $300 to do all the paint work on this car myself, which is pretty awesome because doing paint work is not cheap. Hi. The stuff I do for these YouTube videos, I swear. But anyway, you see how I'm sitting here in the back of the TT. I want to maintain the structural rigidity, the structural integrity of the rear of this car. So the rear portion of the hatch I am not going to mess with. I want this to stay. All I am doing is deleting the rear seat itself. This I want gone. But I want to have like a little shelf area right here that just kind of dips down slightly. So that means I need to find a fabric that is almost identical to this fabric back here. And that's going to be really difficult to do. So my homework assignment for you guys is, if any of you are watching this right now and you know a good fabric supply source in the US that I can order fabric from, let me know right now. I'm not going to need very much fabric to do this, but I need a black fabric that has the same perforations in it as this stuff, and it has almost like a synthasuede feeling to it to the touch. It's very suede-like. According to my tech data, the rear seats, you just lift up on these 3 points and it comes right out. I love having tech data instead of just prying on crap and hoping it doesn't break. Oh, why are you so hard? Not in a good way. Ouch! Oh, cranberry Christmas. Okay, why don't you just come out of your home? What in the bacon flavored cat food is going on here? Oh, there we go. Oh, that is disgusting. Ew. Look at all that disgusting crap under the seat. Ew. From the previous owner. They must have been a slob. Oh my god, that is so nasty. It took me like 4 or 5 hours today to go try to find materials and run to the paint store and kind of strike out on finding the fabric to do all this with. It's 8:30 at night, so that means I can't exactly start cutting up wood outside because that's just rude. People are trying to sleep. What I am going to do, however, though, is you guys remember these wheels and tires that I just put on the TT that make it look like it's off-roading? And don't worry, I plan on doing coilovers on this thing, but let me tackle other issues first. I'm going to install these guys. These are wheel spacers, and I've said in past videos I'm not really a fan of wheel spacers, and I'm not really a fan of them. However, these wheels were sponsored to me and I'm extremely grateful for the fact they were sponsored. The factory TT comps are 17 by 7.5 plus 32, I believe. And these TSW Bathurst are 18 by 8 plus 35, which if I did the maths correctly there, that puts these 12 millimeters difference. Now it's not 32 to 35 like you would think, like, oh, it's only 3 millimeters off difference, but the reason why it's so much greater is because of the fact that the factory wheels were 17 by 7.5, so they were a narrower wheel, and these are 18 by 8s, which means it's a wider wheel. So it's not a matter of just 3 millimeters off difference in offset. So these are 10 millimeter spacers I got, and they're hub-centric spacers. I got those with some extended lug studs that will compensate for the width of these spacers, which should correct the offset of these wheels so they're the same as what should be factory on this car. Here's a quick before and after comparison. This is without the wheel spacer. Now keep in mind the car is up in the air. So you can see it is inboard from flush. Now here's with the wheel spacer. Here's the top of the wheel well, and there's the tire. So it's just barely sitting inward. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm happy with it. We gotta get on the ground to really see though, so I'm gonna knock out the passenger side real quick, and then I'll lower the car down and I'll be able to see. Okay, I'm happy with how that turned out. That is so much better. And when I lower it, I shouldn't have to worry about it rubbing still because it's 2 millimeters inward. I'm not gonna slam this thing. I'm not going stance life. I'm just gonna close up the wheel gap and have it functional lower, like low, but not enough where it's making it ride like crap. Obviously there's gonna be pros and cons to doing these wheel spacers. I was kind of on the fence about doing it, but a lot of people suggested it. Plus I'm not going that aggressive, and this is still in spec with what the factory offset would be on this car. So if it shortens the life expectancy of my wheel bearings by X amount of miles, I don't really care. This isn't my daily driver. Hi, it's next morning. This is what I was thinking. Climb in here. I have these little anchor points where the seat upright mounted to, as well as these anchor points right here for, it looks like some kind of like factory miniature roll bar. I don't know, it's probably for the seat belt or something structural. My thought is to get a bracket that I can use to attach to the wood and then bolt the bracket onto these points over here and over here, as well as back here. I can get some brackets that will bolt back there, so that way this piece is rigid and stiff. Boom, I got brackets. This right here, this big L bracket with holes in it, it's really rigid. It's not really that heavy, but it's really rigid. This is going to be what bolts in along the back, and then the wood will attach to that L. I know someone's gonna make a comment about what I'm doing to hold this wood, and I have a tiny garage, so I don't have anywhere to mount my vise. I don't have room for a bench in here. So whatever, sometimes you gotta make do with what you have. Boom. Now you should start to get an idea of what I'm trying to do here. So that middle brace will go right there. It's gonna be bolted in with all these little anchor points. These wooden pieces, I'll cut them to fit, and they will also get their own little L bracket that will bolt in right here. Dude, that's so close. look how lucky I got with this bracket. This bracket is literally almost perfect. I just gotta drill these holes out a little bit bigger and then it'll fit right here. That very back area right there that goes up to the shelf, that I will actually use the small wood that I bought and build like a tiny little frame right there that will also be wrapped in the same carpet or fabric material. Unfortunately, I ran into an issue. In order for me to get it to bolt right here, I have to notch out the bracket for whatever this thing is. The stewer grat is in the way. And there we go, it's all bolted in. It's starting to take shape. Now down here, this area, this isn't exactly how this is gonna be. I have to trim the wood just a little bit, but basically this frame right here, I'm going to use that particle board and cover the shelf like that and then wrap the whole thing in fabric. I ran into a slight problem though. Battery is not charged on this drill and it takes forever to charge this thing. And this drill bit is just slightly too small. So I have to go to the hardware store again and get a drill bit to drill out the brackets to bolt onto these anchor points in the car, which means I need to go to the store again. But since I'm waiting on fabric to wrap this with anyway, I'm just gonna stop here because I need to get this video edited for you guys anyway. And this project will be finished up in a part 2 of the rear seat delete once I get the fabric. I should have all the parts here by Thursday or Friday for the exhaust on the TT. So that video is coming up soon as well because I can't wait to get an exhaust on this car. I'm tired of it sounding like an old boat. So anyway, I know this video is kind of all over the place, but I'm a one-woman operation and I got a lot of projects going on, so I'm trying my best for you guys. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye. Hello. That was so creepy. Why do I do this stuff and then put it on YouTube for the internet to see?